Now we are going to discuss about the nervous tissue. In case of the nervous tissue, it is made up of two type of cell. One is called as nerve cell or neuron. Another is called as neuroglial cell. Okay. So the nervous tissue, it is the last type of tissue. It is made up of two cell. One is called as neuron. Another is called as neuroglial cell. Okay. So if you observe that there are two cell, that is nerve cell or neuron and neuroglial cell. So first we will discuss about what is neuroglial cell. Okay. Neuroglial cell or neuroglia, this is a non-nervous supporting cell. Okay. So it is the non-nervous, that means it is not the part of the neuron. Okay. So this is called as non-nervous because it is not going to form nervous tissue. So this is or not going to form the nerves. So it is a non-nervous supportive cells. They are capable of regeneration and division. That means they can regenerate, they can divide again and again. Okay. So where they are present between the gap which is present between the neuron. They are present in the gap which is present between the neuron. So which is called as interneuronal cell or interneuronal gap. Okay. So what is interneuronal gap? It is a gap which is present between the two neurons. So wherever the gap is present between the neuron, that is filled up by the cells which is called as neuroglial cells or neuroglia. Okay. So what is the function? The glial cells are supportive in function. They are involved in nourishment. Okay. They are involved in nourishment. So they are supportive. They are involved in nourishment and they are going to provide protection to the neuron by engulfing the fag, that is foreign particle. Okay. So what is the function? They are supportive, they are involved in nourishment, they are also provide a protection to the neuron by engulfing the foreign particle. So this is all about the first cell, that is called as neuroglia. So देखो क्या क्या points है? Non-nervous supportive cell, capable of regeneration and division, fill up the interneuronal space, the space which is present between the neuron. Okay, that is called as interneuronal space. Okay, what are the functions? Useful in supporting neuron and nourishment of the neuron. All right, then provide a protection of neuron by engulfing the foreign particle which is called as phagocytosis. Okay, so whenever that is foreign particles are being engulfed, okay, by the cell, that cell is called as phagocyte and the phenomena is called as phagocytosis. So this is all about the first cell, that is called as neuroglial cell. Now we are going to talk about the next cell which is called as nerve cell or neuron. Okay, so this is called as structural and functional unit of the nervous tissue. Okay, nerve cell or neuron is referred as structural and functional unit. These are impulse generating and conducting unit. So it is going to generate the impulse and it is going to conduct the impulse. Are you getting this? So these are impulse generating and conducting unit, bring about quick communication so that the two neurons are they are always in contact. So whatever message are there, that is quickly received by these cells. So there are two main properties of the neuron. One is called as excitability, another is called as conductivity. Okay, what are the two property? Excitability and another is called as conductivity. What is excitability? Change the potential of the membrane. So what is action potential? That if you see that neuron is surrounded by some ion and because of that membrane is having some charge on it, so that charge is going to change. Okay, so whenever it is going to receive any type of message, external message or internal message, okay, so that is called as, whenever it is going to receive any message, that is called as stimuli. So it is going to change the action potential which is called as excitability. That is the first thing. So what are the property? Excitability and another property is called as conductivity. So what is excitability? Change the action potential of the membrane to receive any external stimuli. Okay. Another is called as conductivity. What is conductivity? Carry the wave of electric impulse from dendron to the axon. You can see these are called as dendron. You can see the arrow. So this arrow, it is going to carry the message from the dendron to the axon to the telodendron. So it is going to carry the message. So it is called as conductivity. So look at this structural and functional unit, impulse generating conducting unit, that is the second part. Okay. Then next is bring about quick communication. Okay. Then properties, excitability, and another property is called as conductivity. So what is excitability? Okay, of action potential of membrane to receive any external stimuli. And another is called as conductivity. What is conductivity? Carry the wave of electrical impulse from dendron to axon. Okay. So now we are going to talk about the next part, which is called as the structure of neuron. Okay, which is called as structure of neuron. Look at the structure of the neuron or nerve cell. So you can see this is nerve cell or neuron in the diagram. So there are two parts. One is called as cell body and another is called as a cell body processes. So basically entire neuron has two portions. One is called as cyton or cell body. Another is called as cell body processes. So what is cyton? You can see this is called as cell body. Okay. It is also called as cyton. It is also called as soma, or it is also called as perikaryon. Peri is surrounding. Karyon is nucleus. So cytoplasm, that is cyton, contain a neuroplasm. It's called as neuroplasm, which is a granular. It has a granules in it. It has a centrally placed nucleus. You can see it has a centrally placed nucleus, right? Then there are Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria are present. Within the cyton, there are granules called as Nissel's granules. Why they are called as Nissel's granules? They are named after the scientist, and that Nissel's granules are rich in RNA. Okay, they are made up of a large quantity of RNA. So the first part is called as cell body. Cell body is also called as cyton, or it is also called as soma, or it is also called as perikaryon. Okay. Now the cytoplasm within the cell body is called as neuroplasm. It has got centrally placed nucleus, right? Then it has Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, RER, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum, and granules are present. So you can see this neuroplasm, granular cytoplasm, then centrally placed nucleus, Golgi apparatus is present, mitochondria is present, rough endoplasmic reticulum is present, granules, which is called as Nissel's granules, are present, which are rich in RNA. And if you observe that the cell body possesses two processes. Okay, the first process is called as dendron. You can see these are the dendron. Okay, these are the dendron. Are you getting this? These are the dendron, and these dendron are further divided into the fine branches, which is called as dendrites. Okay, which is called as dendrite. So the first process is called as dendron. So dendron are the short branch process which can be further divided into the branches, which is called as dendrite, and these dendrite is carry the message toward the cell body or site. It is going to carry the impulse toward the cell body or cyton. Another longer process is called as axon. Can you see this? This is axon. Okay, so you can see this entire part is axon. Okay, this entire portion. Okay, this is called as axon. Okay, so the next process is called as axon. So what are the dendron? Dendron are the short branch process. Fine branches are called as dendrites. It is going to carry the impulse toward the cyton. Another process is called as axon. What is axon? Axon is single elongated cylindrical process. It is surrounded by the covering called as axon lemma. Okay, it is surrounded by, or it is bounded by a covering called as axolemma. Okay, so it contains large number of mitochondria and neurofibrils. Again, I am repeating. Axon is single, elongated, cylindrical structure. It is covered by a covering called as axolemma. It contains large number of mitochondria and neurofibrils, and they are enclosed in a sheath. That sheath is called as myelin sheath. You can see this. There is a sheath called as a myelin sheath. What is a sheath? Sheath ka meaning is covering. Okay, so they are enclosed in a fatty acid sheath, which is called as myelin sheath. The outer covering of the myelin sheath. Okay, you can see there is the outer covering of myelin sheath. This outer covering of the myelin is called as neurilemma. So this is called as neurilemma, whereas axon is surrounded by a covering which is called as axolemma. Are you getting this? So axon is surrounded by axolemma. It is surrounded by axolemma. Okay, the axon is surrounded by axolemma, whereas the myelin sheath has the outer covering which is called as neurilemma. Okay, the myelin sheath and the neurilemma. So neurilemma and myelin sheath, it is secreted by the cells. These cells are called as Schwann cells. You can see there are certain cells with the nucleus over here. Okay, so these cells are called as Schwann cells. Okay, these cells are called as Schwann cells. Okay, so these cells are called as the Schwann cells. So myelin sheath and the neurilemma, it is a part of the Schwann cell. Okay, that means if the Schwann cells are there, they can secrete the neurilemma as well as myelin sheath. The Schwann cells say that they are going to show the nucleus which is at the periphery, and myelin sheath is absent in between. Okay, you can see the myelin sheath is absent somewhere over here. It is not continuous. Can you see this? Even the myelin sheath is absent over here, and that is called as, okay, where the myelin sheath is not continuous, it is absent at interval, it is called as node of Ranvier. Okay, see the points. Axon is single elongated cylindrical structure, is bounded by axolemma, contain large number of mitochondria and neurofibrils, enclosed in a fatty acid sheath called as myelin sheath. Outer covering of the myelin sheath is called as neurilemma. Myelin sheath and neurilemma are the part of the Schwann cells. Okay, then Schwann cells are going to show the nucleus which is at the periphery, which is in the surrounding, right? And myelin sheath absent at interval, and that is called as node of Ranvier. So whatever arrow I have shown over here, you can see this. This is the node of Ranvier. This is the node of Ranvier. You can see this is also the node of Ranvier. Even this is the node of Ranvier where the myelin sheath is not continuous. Okay, so this is the structure of neuron. Okay, now we are going to talk about the classification of neuron, how the neuron can be classified. Okay, so in case of the neuron can be classified into three categories. Okay, based on the number of process that is arising from the cyton. If you can see there is a single process which is arising from the cyton, it is called as unipolar or monopolar neuron. You can call as unipolar or monopolar neuron if there is only one process, and such neuron are present in case of your spinal cord. Okay, what is bipolar neuron? This is a cell body or cyton that has two processes which is arising from the cell body. Are you getting this? So these are called as, this is called as, that is bipolar neuron. Okay, another is called as multipolar neuron. From the cyton you get a many processes. Can you see this? This is a multipolar neuron, right? There are many processes which are arising from the cyton, so they are called as multipolar. So the first is unipolar or monopolar, which is present in your spinal cord. Second is called as bipolar, which is present in your retina and olfactory epithelium. Okay, then another part that we are going to talk, that is called as the part which is called as the third part, called as multipolar neuron, which is located in your central nervous system, mostly in case of the brain. So that is a classification based on number of processes. Can you see this? Unipolar, bipolar and multipolar neuron. Another that is depending on the function, right? So depending on the function, it can be sensory neuron, it can be intermediate neuron, or it can be motor neuron. So what is sensory neuron? Okay, so first you can see there is a receptor. For example, skin can be receptor. Okay, so whenever you are going to touch the hot surface, okay, so your skin is a receptor, and from the skin the neuron is going to arise. That neuron is called as sensory neuron, which is going to carry the message to the central nervous system. Now here the central nervous system ka part is spinal cord. So sensory neuron, it is the carry the impulse from the receptor to the CNS. This is the part of CNS. What is CNS? CNS stand for central nervous system. So sensory neuron is carry the message from the receptor to the central nervous system. Second is called as interneuron or intermediate neuron or association neuron. It is going to analyze the message. Once the message is analyzed, it is going to send another message via the motor neuron. Okay, so this is the motor neuron. Okay, motor neuron is always attached to the muscle. Okay, for example, if I my hand on the hot surface, that hot surface is actually that message is received by the skin. My skin is a receptor. From the skin, that sensory neuron is going to carry the message to the my spinal cord. In the spinal cord there is interneuron, or in that is called as also called as intermediate neuron or association neuron, which is going to recognize the message and it is going to send another message via the motor neuron, and that message is to withdraw my hand. So I am going to withdraw my hand from that hot surface. So based on the function, it can be either afferent or sensory neuron. Afferent matlab that one which is coming from the receptor. Efferent one which is going toward the muscle. Okay, so it can be afferent or sensory neuron. Second is called as interneuron or association neuron. Third is called as intermediate neuron. Okay, that is interneuron, association neuron, or intermediate neuron. And third is called as efferent neuron or motor neuron. That is a classification based on the function. Third classification is based on presence of myelin sheath or absence of myelin sheath. If the myelin sheath is present, it is called as myelinated neuron or modulated neuron, which is white in color because myelin sheath is white in color. Okay, which is present in your cranial nerves. What are the cranial nerves? Nerve which is arising from your brain. Okay, another that is you can see non-myelinated or non-modulated neuron, which are gray in color because they are not by the myelin sheath. Okay, Schwann cells are not going to secrete the myelin sheath and they are present in autonomous nervous system. So this is the classification of neuron based on number of process, based on the number of function, that is the type of function, and based on the presence or absence of myelin sheath. Okay, so this is the next, that is the part that is called as classification. So what you have to remember, that impulse is conducted at faster rate in such nerve fibers where their myelin sheath is present. Okay, so because it is going to jump from one node to the next node, such transmission is called as saltatory conduction. When the impulse is conducted at faster rate, okay, so that is going to, that impulse is going to jump from one node to the next node. That is, that's such transmission is called as saltatory conduction. The myelin sheath prevent the loss of impulse during action. So what is the function of myelin sheath? It is going to prevent the loss of impulse, that is loss of message during the conduction. So during the conduction, that message should not be lost, right? And that is prevented by myelin sheath. So cranial nerves of the vertebrate, they are myelinated. Schwann cells of non-modulated nerve fiber do not secrete the myelin sheath. So myelin sheath is absent, that is in case of non-modulated or non-myelinated muscle. Okay, so conduction of impulse in non-myelinated is slower as compared to the myelinated. So in the myelinated, conduction of impulse is faster, and in case of non-myelinated, conduction of impulse is slower. Are you getting this? Okay, so the nerves of the autonomous nervous system are non-myelinated. Okay, so this is the classification. Understood? Now there is one more part that we will discuss, the how the exactly nerve is formed. You can see over here the last part. You can see this diagram. It is more or less again arrangement are like muscles. Okay, so what is the first called as endoneurium? Okay, what is endoneurium? You can see there is a single nerve fiber. This is the single nerve fiber. Okay. Now that single nerve fiber, it is surrounded by a covering. There is a single nerve fiber. It is surrounded by the covering, and that covering is called as epineurium. Okay, it is called as epineurium. Okay, sorry, endoneurium. That covering is called as what? Endoneurium. Okay, it is called endoneurium. Single muscle fiber. It is surrounded by a covering, and that covering is called as endoneurium. Okay, it is called as single one is surrounded by a covering, and that covering is called as the endoneurium. Can you see in the diagram? Okay. So in the diagram, small circle represent the single nerve cell. So the each nerve cell is surrounded by the sheath of connective tissue called as endoneurium. Okay. Now what is perineurium? You can see the many endoneurium will come together. Many endoneurium will come together, and they are bound by another sheath that is called as perineurium. So you can see this is a perineurium. Are you getting this? So the large circle are perineurium. Small circle, that is a neuron which is surrounded by the single connective sheath, that is called as endoneurium. Okay, many endoneurium are covered together by a perineurium. Barabar. So there is all the perineurium, they are collectively make a structure that is called as epineurium. So what is epineurium? Epineurium is nothing but a nerve. Okay, epineurium is nothing but nerve. Are you getting this? So the first part, that is the first neuron, which is surrounded by a common, that is a single connective tissue capsule, that is called as endoneurium. Many endoneurium will come together, they are going to form bundle. That bundle are covered together by perineurium, and then many perineurium are covered together by the epineurium. Okay, okay, that is called as epineurium. What is epineurium? Epineurium is nothing but nerve. Okay, now you can remember, there is a, suppose if this is one axon, okay, or one neuron, you can see neuron. Okay, now one neuron has a cell body called as cyton. Cyton has branches, okay, called as dendron. Dendron has further branches called as dendrite. Okay, now this is in contact with another neuron. This is in contact with another neuron. Again, you can see there are branches are there called as dendrites. Are you getting this? Okay, so there are branches called as dendrites. Are you getting? Okay, so this is one neuron. Okay, now you can see there is a gap between two neuron, and that gap is called as synapse. That gap is called as synapse. Okay, the gap is called as synapse, and the gap is surrounded by some component. Okay, these are called as synaptonemal complex. It is called as synaptonemal complex. So this entire structure, I can say this is a synaptonemal complex, and the gap is called as synapse. So pay attention. Endoneurium, each nerve cell is surrounded by the sheath of connective tissue called as endoneurium. Perineurium, a large number of nerve fiber are bound together in a bundle called as perineurium. What is epineurium? Several bundles are surrounded by epineurium, collectively make a nerves. Okay. Now what is synapse? The telodendron. What is telodendron? This is a terminal portion, tail portion. Can you see this? These are called as telodendron. Now here, this is called as telodendron. Okay. So telodendron come close functional opposition between the dendrite of another neuron. So this is dendrite. Can you see this? So dendrite, this is called as telodendron. This is called as the dendrites. Okay, so dendrites and telodendron, between that there is a functional contact between the axon and dendrite of the two neuron is called as synapse. Okay, and there is a complex called as synaptonemal complex. The space enclosed between the telodendron of the first neuron and cyton of the second neuron form the synaptonemal complex. Easy. So this is all about the nervous tissue. Okay, so in the nervous tissue, initially we have discussed about neuroglial cells, then we have discussed about the neuron, structure of the neuron, then we have discussed about cyton and axon. After that, we have discussed about classification of neuron based on the function, based on the number of process, and based on the presence of myelin sheath. And then we have discussed about the formation of nerves, synapse and synaptonemal complex.